Hi guys, it's Dana here, and today I'd like to talk to you how to stay sane during a time of coronavirus. Originally I didn't even want to talk about that subject, but it's everywhere. Everyone talks about it, it's in the news. I personally don't watch the news. I think the news are too negative. I don't think I can learn anything from the news, and I figured it out a long time ago. But the topic of this virus is something you cannot avoid because everyone talks about it, and I totally get it. I mean, my heart goes out to everyone who's lost family members, friends, or anyone you're close to. You know, it must be the toughest of times. I totally understand. And therefore, I mean, every life is valuable. Therefore, is something to be taken seriously. So, what's going on? And how can you stay sane during this time? Because I'm a strong believer not just in physical prevention, but also in mental, emotional, spiritual prevention from getting sick, from spreading it any further. So, what do I mean by emotional prevention? I'm a strong believer that in the theory that if you believe in something, it's more likely to happen. And it's been scientifically, sorry, I just had my thumb on the camera. It's been scientifically proven that if you stay under extreme stress, if you panic, if you don't feel well, if you're angry, if you're sad, if whatever negative emotion. I mean, we have to own our emotions, we have to let our emotions out, but you can't forget, don't forget, you are in control of your emotions. Don't let your mind control you. Control your mind, control your emotions. Every second of the day, you have the choice to think a positive thought or a negative thought. So, stress weakens your immune system. It's a fact. So, when you're panicking, when you're living in fear, then, how does your body feel? You know that pain in your chest that you get when you're feeling really awful? Well, that's proof that this feeling is not good for your body. And I totally get it. You feel the way you feel. Give yourself time to go through your emotions, but don't dwell in them. Honestly, you got a choice. So what happens if you're feeling really good? When you're laughing, you're having a good time, whatever you're doing something you enjoy, you may be creative, or you do some sports, or you're spending time with your friends, or whatever you do. When you feel really good, when you're having a laugh, how does your body feel? Your body feels amazing because every emotion we feel affects our body. Now, what has that to do with current circumstances? So current circumstances, I totally get it. It's something to be taken seriously, and we have to take measures to prevent ourselves, and especially the elderly, especially the people who are sick and whose immune systems are just naturally weaker. So we have to protect ourselves through washing our hands. Like, I wash my hands all the time. When I'm at work, I'm using, in our department, we're using what you call it, stuff for your hands, that disinfection, what do you call it, it's basically for your hands, what do you call it, I'm just thinking of the German word Desinfektionsmittel. What does it mean in English? The thing that you use for your hands, so they're, you know to prevent any bacteria, so you know what I mean. So you keep your hands clean, you make sure your hand sanitizer, I think it's called, so you use hand sanitizer, you don't touch your face too much. I have this bad habit of touching my face like all the time. What else? Make sure you are considerate. Don't go to too many events where there's too many people right now. That's what I do. I just, you know, if you know if you have any elderly family members, don't visit them, because it could go, you may not even have any symptoms, it could go from you to them. Be respectful, don't have too much, don't shake hands, things like that. So just be mindful, don't panic, but just be mindful. But what I don't get is when you go to the supermarkets and there's no toilet roll, there's no tissues, there's no kitchen roll, there's no wipes even for my baby, there's no wipes, nothing, So people are panic buying out of fear, and that fear makes people, I call it greed out of fear, because people don't realize, if one person goes to the shop and gets 5 packets of loo roll, and several people do that, there may not be much left for people who didn't buy it yet. So yes, that's one of the things, but I'm just trying to explain to you now, how do you stay sane? That's really the title of this video. So remember, your body is stronger than you think. If you're, like I said, try, as hard as it seems, try to keep yourself calm. Try to distract yourself with other topics, with any hobbies you enjoy, spending time with positive people, humor, maybe watch some comedy, or do some meditation, or just indulge in any type of hobby you have that you really enjoy, and just ground yourself again. Because the thing is, yes, like I just said, we have to prevent, we have to be smart, we have to take these measures, but if you keep panicking, it won't help anyone. And I have to criticize really the news there, because it's kind of a bit almost like propaganda, where people are being scared into believing that everyone's gonna die, which I don't believe is true. Yes, I mean, let's look at the facts. A few facts I researched is that the flu, for instance, kills a lot of people every year, sadly. The common flu. And who are these people that are affected? It's people with weak immune systems. So technically, this virus is not much different from other flus that go around, with the only difference, well, there is no vaccine that has been developed specifically for that yet. So of course it's very sad, it's very, very tragic that people lost their lives. But the thing is, if someone's really, really, really sick, then these things will always affect them. Every single year, sadly, people with weakened immune systems, someone who's 90 and who suffers from, I don't know, heart disease or diabetes or something, it's very likely that these things happen. But one thing also I researched, and this research, these facts that I'm telling you are valid because I watched interviews with doctors, very experienced health professionals who've been very experienced in this type of field with viruses and stuff. And they're saying that the numbers that are being published by the media, if you see, 5,000 cases, they won't tell you who already recovered. Out of these 5,000 cases suffering, let's say in Germany or something, several people have already recovered. There's maybe 12 cases where they're still really, really sick, and that's usually that it's someone who's 90 and already in hospital. So yeah, it is sad, but you have to look at that. Sadly, the news, they will always scare us. They will always try and scare us. They will always tell us all the negatives, and they will not fill us in with any positive details. They will not tell you how people recovered. They will not tell you how many people recover every day. They just focus on the numbers of all together, how many people have caught it. Yeah? So if you see 5,000 people suffer from it, what it actually means that 5,000 people have caught it, but a lot of them have already recovered. Okay? So don't fall into that trap of believing, oh my God, big population, everyone's really sick. Yeah, 5,000 people have been sick at some point during the last weeks. But like I said, there have been many, many cases who have improved. So don't be misled, because not everything that's in the news is necessarily there to be 100% believable, because at the end of the day, they want us to keep watching. They want us to buy the newspapers. They want us to consume. They want to make as much money as they can. And the more scandalous they make something sound, the more money they make out of this thing. I mean, I don't want to know how much money toilet paper companies or hand sanitizer companies make right now. At the end of the day, a lot of these people sadly just think about their money, which is actually also really, really bad for other businesses, because a lot of businesses really suffer right now because of this panic. No one wants to go to places anymore, which is understandable to some extent, but I don't know. It's just a really, really difficult topic to talk about. But my point is just remember the fact that you are in control, and if you're scared, it won't help anyone. Try and not panic. Try and keep your mind in a good place, because the more you keep your mind in a good place and the more you focus on the positives, the healthier you will stay and the stronger your immune system is. The more you stress yourself, the weaker your immune system is. Yeah? High levels of stress hormone, weakens your immune system. I keep repeating it because it's so important. Or low levels of stress, keep your vibe high. Try and be as positive as you can, or at least find your calm. The calmer you are, the stronger your immune system, and the less likely you get ill. That combined with the common sense things like washing your hands, keeping your hygiene up. Also make sure you drink lots of hot drinks, because that helps as well, keeping hydrated, keeping warm. It's just common sense things. But I think what should be really, really amplified in this society is more focus on good things that happen and less focus on fear. Because if everyone is fearing and panicking and worrying, it won't help anyone. So remember that. That's my tip for today. It's a very controversial topic to talk about, and in no means I'm not some kind of health professional, but I'm well researched and an expert. Well, I'm a learning expert. I'm still, we keep learning, but I wouldn't say an expert, but I know my shit when it comes to how your emotions create your reality. And there is scientific proof to certain things that I just described. So keep your stress levels low. Keep anything that makes you feel good up, no matter how hard the times. And I'm sending you lots of positive vibes. See you guys soon.